Alex, thank you for being with us. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Oh, well, thank you. It's great to be back. Thank you.
So, Karl Marx has been dead for over 130 years at this point, and yet his ideas still remain with us and still remain very influential in some ways. What are some ways in which Karl Marx's ideas are still influential in America today?
Well, thank you for having me on, and thank you for talking about this. If there's a word that I could use to describe a lot of the influence of Marxism and several other ideologies that we'll probably touch on, it's the word egalitarianism. Now, egalitarianism is from a word that means equal. And in so much of academia, in so much of the culture, in so much of the assumptions of the media, there's this idea of equality, that everything must be equal. There is the idea of egalitarianism between male and female, that there are no differences between male and female. Now, in many ways, males and females are equal. We're equal as image bearers of God, made in the image of God, equal in worth and value and dignity and personhood, obviously. But in many ways, physiologically, biologically, men and women are different. But during the last 12, 15 years of our political landscape, there's also been this idea of economic egalitarianism, that all things must equally be distributed in terms of money and wealth and finances. And there's this idea of the enforced redistribution of wealth through government programs, and in not so subtle ways, but even in some very subtle ways, there has been on the American people enforced the idea that everything must be equal, egalitarianism, and that's a very Marxist presupposition, very Marxist idea.
What's interesting too is that it proceeds from a base of atheism, and so this idea that everyone is equal and so forth, it's sort of suspended in midair with nothing to undergird it, and that secular idea has really been pushed forward by Marx's influence as well. These men are long dead, but these ideas have a pervasive influence that affect us in a million ways every day, don't they?
Well, they really do, because your presupposition, from the word presuppose, what you believe as we come to the table to think about life and meaning and purpose, if you presuppose that there is a God and a creation, then that will influence a lot of what you believe about life, morality, personal accountability. But if you come to the table presupposing there's not a God, we weren't created, we just evolved by accident, happenstance, that also is going to have great implication for what you believe about your own value as a human being. And nowadays in academia, people can't even land on what it means to be a human being. And let's talk about gender. I mean, clearly, males have XY chromosomes, females and males are genetically different. But in the culture today, because of the Darwinistic, atheistic mindset and the egalitarian mindset, that everything just evolved, everything came about by purposeless, undirected, natural selection, and everything is egalitarian and equal, and you can't say males and females are different. We're to the point now that personal autonomy has become really so ingrained and militant that I can identify as a different gender. I say what gender I am, not my birth biology. And I would say it's the ultimate form of moral relativism. Moral relativism says there are no boundaries, there are no rules. I am the center. I'm the locus of reality. I make my own truth. And what bigger expression of relativism to be able to say to God, God, you have no control over me. God, you have no control over my behavior. You don't even have control over what I am. I was born a male. No, I identify as something different. To the point that many educational institutions will penalize you. In fact, you can be in severely hot water if you don't recognize 2, 3, 4 dozen different gender identifications. In other words, we're in a state of societal chaos.
Alex, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for your insights, and thank you for the great work that you're doing. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you for having me.